Everybody on? Good.
Great, grand, wonderful. No yelling on the bus.
Headbands watching on the beat. The 80s and 90s can't be beat. So rhymes and question charts. Let's blast and take that shit on cards. 80s dreams and 90s haze. Let's recall back to our favorite days. Welcoming days!
Hello and welcome. You're listening to Totally 80s and 90s Recall. If you're new to the show, we've got your backstage pass for the ultimate nostalgic experience, diving into the iconic music, blockbuster movies, and pop culture moments from the greatest decades ever, the 80s and 90s. I am one of your hosts, David, and joining me in the studio as always, my time-traveling co-host and someone who still wishes he'd gotten that barbed wire bicep tattoo. It's my good friend, Rob.
Yeah, I got the back tattoo.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
Today's episode goes out to all of you listeners that may be living with the ghost of someone from the past. Maybe you're lonely and dreaming of the West Coast and you don't want to be their downtime. And you sure as hell don't want to be their stupid game. With your big black boots and an old suitcase, you believe you will find yourself a new place. The Total 80s and 90s Recall team knows you don't want to be the bad guy. We also know that you don't want to do that sleepwalk dance anymore. We know you just want to see some palm trees and try to shake away this disease. We also know that you're still dreaming of their face, and you're hungry and hollow for all the things they took away. We know you don't want to be their good time, and we know you don't want to be their fallback crutch anymore. You just want to walk up into a brand new day, insane and rising in your own weird way. Like we said before, we know you don't want to be the bad guy and you don't want to do their sleepwalk dance anymore. You just want to feel some sunshine and you just want to find some place to be alone. Now, if you walk away from today's episode hearing nothing, at least hear this. Let's live beside the ocean. Let's leave the fire behind. Let's swim out past the breakers and watch the world die.
Oh,
There you go.
it's a good ending there.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that was good.
I thought it was good.
Yeah. Did you write that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. You found it
No, I didn't.
somewhere out on the internet?
No, it's written by one Art Alexakis.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
He writes many things.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
An esteemed author,
yeah,
performer,
poet.
poet,
I don't know.
singer, songwriter. He's all of it.
He does it all. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we are back in the studio this week. Got a from our episode last week on Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide.
Yes. One of our longtime listeners, pretty dedicated listener, Andrew on Facebook, pointed out that I mentioned Sense and Sensibility, and then we kind of went into a Shakespearean situation. Sense and Sensibility, not Shakespeare at all. Jane Eyre is actually where that comes from. I pretend to be smart on this program, and in this case, I was not well read on my
Well, the fact that
English literature.
neither Kurt or I
did
corrected
not catch it
you,
either.
So we
No.
don't.
So,
we don't know.
And you two are learned doctors, and you did not
You don't know.
also catch the Jane Eyre situation.
Yeah.
So we want to apologize to anyone that was thinking the same thing Andrew was like these two or these three. I don't know what they're talking about. So, but I just wanted to give that little fix in there. We didn't mean to offend Jane Eyre, although I don't think she's listening and or around to even notice.
No.
So
long
that's fine.
dead.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we got to be careful. Sometimes you
That's
profess
true.
people to be gone, but I'm confident Jane
My
Eyre.
high school PE teacher is very much
Yes.
alive.
I'm confident Jane Eyre is not around anymore.
Yeah.
So, other news this week, something that just is somewhat related to the show.
Yeah.
Did you see that the 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame put out its selection?
I voted.
You voted.
I
so
did.
I just wrote down the 80s, 90s relevant
Yeah.
groups that got in. There
Yeah.
were many groups that got in, but for us, Cyndi Lauper
Yeah.
is
okay.
going in.
Yeah.
You're not. I mean, come
it's
on.
All right.
All right. Outcast.
Yeah, that's deserved.
That's good.
Yeah.
And the big one. What's the big one?
Soundgarden.
Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Going in.
That's the one I voted for.
Probably should have been in already, but
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
know. I was shocked
We're glad
that they
they're
weren't.
here. So, so congrats to them. Some other bands, Bad Company, White Stripes.
Okay.
There's some others.
White
There's like-
Stripes already?
There was like
Wow.
12 or 13 inductees.
Okay.
It's quite a list.
Yeah, that's all right.
So, well, congrats to all of them.
Yeah, good.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Deserve it.
I think Chubby Checker was also included.
Wow. He's not in there yet?
Doing the twist. Yeah, I think I saw other people with that same expression. How was he not already there? So,
Wow.
But
Seems like he should be in there.
he's there now.
What do I know?
Hey, he made it. Did you vote for Chubby too?
No, I only voted for
Oh.
Soundgarden.
There were other people to vote
I know
for.
that was the only one
Oh,
that came
okay.
across, and
All right.
I put my vote in.
Well, maybe you're the deciding vote. Maybe you got them in.
I think I was.
I don't even know what it takes to get in. You know, like in the Baseball Hall of Fame, you have to get 75% or more of the votes.
Yeah, what is the criteria?
I wonder if the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has a,
I don't know what the criteria is.
a bottle of Jack Daniels and an
Yeah.
8-ball or
Hey,
something. like
whatever.
that.
Yeah, we don't know.
A signed photograph outside the Whiskey A Go Go and
There
on
you
the
go.
Sunset Strip.
No,
I don't know what it takes.
I
So.
don't know.
All right. Well, we are not going to cover the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame today, but we are covering some music. So what are we talking about?
We're looking at alternative songs of 1995.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
I am quite excited for this
I am.
week.
I am.
No, I'm legitimately excited for this week. So you're like, I am. Yeah, okay. No,
No,
I'm legitimately.
this is my
So.
this is my year.
Yeah, I say this is one of my biggest years in music for the 90s because this is the year I left for basic training. So I left home, ultimately moved to Japan. So for me, music was a big deal.
Mhm.
I was buying. I remember I finally had money. I'd never had
Yeah.
money before.
It's like I was
And
exactly what I was thinking.
as soon as I got out of basic training and when I got to Japan, I was buying like every alternative CD that I could find that I had songs that I liked because and I was listening to bands in Japan off base. And then there were people I'd met in Japan. They just had CDs of bands I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I was like this one girl I knew, she lived down the hall from me. She was a religious. Now I didn't catch on to them too much. They had a couple good songs.
Yeah.
She was religiously into Jesus and the Mary Chain.
Oh yeah.
Like that was
Yeah.
her band.
Yeah.
And I had never heard of that band.
Yeah.
And then she was appalled that I'd never heard of that band. She was an East Coaster.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, on the West Coast, we can get a lot of Jesus and Mary Chain. She was shocked. She didn't know what to do. So, but she had some other CDs in there too, and some other songs that I just had never heard before. So I got exposed to that. And then just being so far from home, it felt like music was my one tie to normalcy until I like built my group of friends up and everything. But
Right.
I could always just listen to music. And I would go to the gym and I'd shoot around for like an hour
Mhm.
and I just had headphones on.
Yeah.
Now, thinking back to 95, I'm wearing those little yellow Sony headphones that
Yeah.
fit right in your ear.
Yeah.
And of course the wires going down
Sure.
because I have the Walkman CD thing connected to my
Sure.
shorts in
Yeah.
the gym because there were
Right.
no AirPods back then.
That's funny.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So music was kind of a lot of everything when I was over in Japan.
Yeah.
So
No, 95. That's exactly what I was thinking. It was the first time I had money. I was working, so I was able to spend a lot of time at Music Warehouse and
oh yeah,
buy CDs. That's what I did.
There was this-
a ton of my money went to buying
like
CDs.
a half an hour off base. We took one train. It was like 2 stops. There was this huge Tower Records
Mhm.
in Japan, and you'd go in. It was like 3 stories. It's huge, and they just had stuff everywhere. And they had like they would have CDs and tapes of like famous ones you would have, but they were the Japanese versions.
Oh, sure.
Sometimes they had different songs, sometimes they didn't.
Mhm.
But every now and then you look at it and be like, that track's not normally on that, and then I would buy it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was cool. I just 95 big year.
Yeah.
A lot of music to consume. There was every night at the during the week, I forget what night it was, but one night a week they did alternative for 4 hours at the club on base, and I used to go to that.
Hmm.
And it was like awesome. And you could request stuff, and then there were people there requesting other stuff. And then that girl, I knew she went,
Mhm.
and she requested Jesus and Mary Chain.
Of course
She really liked Jesus and Mary Chain. So she had T-shirts, she had the whole thing. So she was quite into that. So,
That's funny.
but yeah,
I kept that in mind as I was making my playlist, that this is, I think you might be, well, you're not going to be. You're very rarely shocked at what I do, but my playlist is probably going to be a little.
yeah, I'm expecting
Yeah.
you to go because you're. I would say 95. You're probably changing some music.
Yeah.
I was looking at all. I had a lot. It was hard for me to even get the songs that I got. But I just basically put together a list of everything that I was listening to the most,
Mhm.
whether that be from certain albums or just songs. That's how I finally pared down the ones that I picked.
Yeah.
But I left like 30, 50. I don't know what it was off. And I I'm confident today you probably aren't going to have much that I have on my list. There might be 1 to 2 that I could see both of us having a kindred spirit for, but I'm also expecting some interesting stuff from you today.
Yeah.
Probably going to go off the beaten path.
Well, and I challenge myself.
I'm not going to go off the beaten path.
Everything that is on my list is something I own.
Okay.
And that I currently have.
And
I own it still. It's the original one that I have from 95. So.
Well, I don't have the originals, which I'll talk about that in a little while, but everything I have on my list today, I also owned at one point. Yeah. I no longer own all of it because I don't have CDs left. You kept all yours. I purged that a long time ago. So, but yeah, so this is a big. I'm excited for this one. Well, this is I'm excited for my playlist. I'm excited for you to hear my playlist.
Yeah, I am too.
So anyway.
Well, and 95 was a weird time for technology too, because we were, and I think I've mentioned it early in another episode where we had CDs, but I didn't have a CD player in my car, so I was still recording from CD onto a cassette, and then the cassette went into my car.
You know, for like really $30, you could have got that tape that went in your tape deck and it connected to your CD player.
I don't know why. So
everybody else did.
So
that.
The songs that are on here today is something that I would have had on a mixtape in
that's good.
1995. So.
All right. Well, I'm excited to hear them.
Yeah.
Am I gonna know them all?
You're gonna know quite a few of them.
All right. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, and again,
you'll know the artist for sure.
Correct. And then crossover. I don't think a lot, but
we might have crossover artists.
Artists, I expect.
Yeah, but
exact songs. I have maybe 1 to 2 I could maybe see. That's all I have.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So hopefully no collusion this time, like we did on the last one.
No collusion.
Multiple songs.
Swear we did.
Yeah. So all right. Well, from the Foo Fighters and No Doubt to Collective Soul and 7 Mary 3, we're gonna go through our CD books, fire up our 3-disc Iowa stereo, and jam out to the alternative music of 1995. All right. Well, so speaking of my list, when I put it together today, this is the year Foo Fighters put out their debut album.
Yes.
But we covered Foo Fighters last year, so I didn't go back into Foo Fighters. Yeah. And Oasis was big this year, and I'm an Oasis guy.
Oh, but we're doing
But we're doing What's the Story, Morning Glory later this year. So I avoided the Oasis as well. So I kind of went for some other songs away from us. And I tried to get some bands in that we haven't really featured before. Some we have. But some I tried to get some different ones. So, and you were saying how you chose your songs.
Yeah.
You basically went with stuff you owned or remember owning or still own.
Yeah. That's exactly what I did.
And then you put that together.
I went through my list. I sorted my list that I have, and I put all my 95 stuff, and then I started picking from it.
This is going to be good.
I like it.
I'm really excited.
I've been listening to it all week.
I have too. I've been listening to that, and then a couple weeks ago, I told you I was listening to Spotify, and I had like a 2-hour just on fire when I was cutting the lawn. This was the list I was previewing, and then what it rolled into behind it after I listened to all these songs, it kept going. Perfect songs every time.
My family actually had to listen to it with me for a little bit.
And how they
did? A little car ride, and one of my kids is very much into the same kind of music I am.
Well, that's good.
So she was excited to hear it. Other people are like, can we listen to something else?
Both my kids like this. Yeah. Connor particularly. Yeah. We know that, particularly. Yeah.
Yes.
So, in fact, I got him Siamese Dream for Christmas on vinyl.
Ooh.
Vinyl. And he got 10 for Christmas on vinyl, too.
Oh, Siamese Dream. So, vinyl. I don't have that.
So, all right. Well, we've talked enough about what 95 is and what it meant to us. So let's give the people what they came for.
True.
They're here for music, Rob.
That's right.
So let's get you into a good 95 headspace. You can be all anti-establishment.
That's right.
And hit us with your number 7. So, people who maybe it's your first time listening, we've ranked our top 7 favorite alternative songs, and we also have a couple extra we'll throw in that we'll talk about in the middle.
True.
So, is 7 a weird number? Sure. Are we weird? Yeah, that's why we do it. Everyone does a top 10 or a top 5. We pick something in the middle.
Like
so
7. Everybody.
We're right there in the middle, and 7. Give us your number 7.
All right, here we go. People are going to be a little. This is a deep cut, deeper cut.
I feel like I know who this is. I've heard this song.
Oh yeah.
I have not listened to it in forever.
No.
I'm going to be mad when you tell me it is. I can't think of the band.
It's not the song they're known for.
I like that guitar.
It's so good.
It's really good.
Yeah. And
I've heard
we
this song.
didn't talk about it a lot, but the 90s were weird for music. You could have just weird music, and it was different
First of all,
styles.
I'm just going to say it. I don't care if anybody. This is a get off my porch moment. We had the best music. From what we can go to what we can change up to all that. It's better than the stuff that's now, and I'm glad the people now that love it and own it. That's good for them. But to play these types of songs from these bands and have it sprinkled throughout the 90s, it just they don't have that.
Nope.
So sorry.
Well, this is a song called Miss Emma Peel, and it's by a band called Dishwalla.
Dishwalla. I was gonna say
Yep.
Dishwalla. And I had that CD.
Yep. It's on Pet Your Friends.
Pet Your Friends.
It was their
I owned
first
that.
album. It was released in '95. The image on the cover, if you remember, it was a black and white girl walking walking a deer.
Oh yeah, I owned it.
And that was taken from the August 23rd, 1948 Life magazine cover that talked about a 17-year-old girl who became friends with a friend's pet deer while swimming one day. Anyway, the song it's called, it's about Miss Emma Peel. Miss Emma Peel, there's a verse that says, Miss Emma Peel, catch the curve of your leather heel before he blacks out. That's another one down. And that's a character from the Avengers. It was a 60s British espionage TV show. She's
As
a lady.
opposed to Thor and Iron Man.
No, yeah, see, not the Avenger that you think of. She's a lady spy adventurer. She's expert in martial arts. She became kind of a feminist role model, sex symbol. She was played by a gal named Diana Rigg, who most recently played Olenna Tyrell on Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She was a character on Game of Thrones.
Tyrell.
So
There
see,
you
I
go.
don't watch the show.
I have.
I don't watch. It was played by Uma Thurman in the 1998 version of The Avengers.
Correct.
Miss Emma Peel. And I talked about that. Anyway, yeah. So there you go. So that's Miss
There you
Emma Peel. Not one of the more well-known
It's good,
songs,
though.
but I really like the guitar in it. And
The guitar's great, and I had that CD. Bought it for Counting Blue Cars.
That's
the one I bought it for.
And I didn't feature that because we talked about it on Empire
course.
Records a little bit.
Yeah.
And so
that's a great song, though.
And,
But I bought the CD for that. I've heard that song because I've listened to that whole CD many times. But I will say, as a complete album, I was a little more disappointed after Blue Cars with some of the rest of it.
Oh, and that's funny because that's what critics were talking about. The critics were like, it's paint by numbers.
Yeah,
it's paint by numbers rock.
It was,
but I like that album a lot.
It is. Really
I listened to it a lot. It was on my rotation a lot in '95. So there you go.
There you go.
That's our first.
Well, my number 7 song, one of my favorite songs. I can't believe it's at number 7. Should probably be higher, but when you hear the rest of what I have, it's probably valid. But a band I knew nothing about until I heard this song, and once again went and bought the CD just because I heard this song. One of the catchiest alternative punk songs of the 90s.
Oh. Oh, yeah. What is that? Ruby. Is that Rancid?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love this song.
See? That's what I mean. In the 90s, you had
that guitar.
You had rock, you had punk, you had everything. You even had some
That
hair
guitar-
metal.
That guitar is so good. And I actually kind of like the way the lead singer sings.
Yeah. That's what I like about it. That
he's not a great singer, but I like his delivery.
It's like
he squeaks a little.
That's what I liked about the 90s. It was it was like garage rock all the time. It was just guys jamming in their garage, and I like it.
So this is Ruby Soho by Rancid, as you said.
Yeah.
Song released November 3rd, 1995 off the And Out Come the Wolves album, which I owned. Didn't chart high anywhere. Hit number 13 on the U.S. Modern Rock Tracks chart at its peak. Spin Magazine listed this song on their list of the 95 best alternative songs of 95, ranked it all the way up at number 14. So they said that the massive hook Destination Unknown, starting the chorus, will take up vacancy in your ear canal for the rest of your life.
That's true.
Yep. As soon as you hear it, you know exactly what it is. Song samples a song called Give Me Power by the Stingers, released in 1971. Listen to that. It's a reggae Jamaican group. So a little of that at the beginning, but they're a punk ska, so that tracks. Song is about a punk rocker that chooses music over his girl Destination Unknown refers to wherever the next gig will be, and he's got to leave her behind.
There you
That's
go.
the way it goes. So they're a California punk band, particularly Northern California, and they were playing around the same time as Green Day came around. And they do say the popularity of Green Day helped bring this style of music to the mainstream, which allowed this album to kind of break through. They had other albums, but this was their first breakthrough where it was like a best-selling album. So, again, I didn't know anything about them until I heard this.
Yeah.
Now, I will say Time Bomb is on that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Also a really good song. I don't love the whole album. It gets a little weird at parts, but that is one of my favorite pop-punk songs. I call it a pop-punk song of the 90s. And last summer, we went to the Green Day concert at T-Mobile,
Right. You did.
and Rancid was one of the opening acts. And I'll just say their whole set was fine, but everyone was kind of sitting looking at their phones, and they're playing and they were doing good. Time Bomb, people sung along or whatever. But at the end, he said Destination Unknown. The whole place went banana. As soon as he hit the first destination, everybody went nuts.
Yeah.
Everybody was singing. Everybody had been looking at their phones is now up. Like that song from anyone from the 90s, whatever. If you don't know anything else about Rancid, as soon as you hear Destination Unknown, it's great. And
It's a
Connor,
staple song.
first time he'd ever heard it, and he goes, "That is a catchy.
It is.
That's a catchy song."
Yeah, he knows. He
but,
knows.
yeah. So Ruby Soho,
Love it.
that's a great song.
No, that was everywhere. I love it.
I love it.
What do we have?
So number 6.
My number 6. Here we go.
Of course, big year for the Pumpkins. Big album.
This is one I could see.
This is a good one.
We have a crossover artist or album. I don't know how you would have a 95
Yeah, it'd be tough to
conversation with not having this.
Well, particularly knowing how we both feel about Smashing Pumpkins.
No.
You went with one of the more somber songs on the album.
I did.
It's really good, though. I listened to this album nonstop.
I was thinking today, I think this might have been the first double album I ever owned. I don't know. I don't know if I ever had one before that. This is Muzzle by Smashing Pumpkins. It was released August 19th, 1996. The single was, but the album was released October 24th, 1995. And everybody knows that's Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. The album debuted at number 1. It remains the band's only album to reach the Billboard 200. It spawned 5 more singles, 1979, 0, Tonight Tonight. This was actually, and then 33. This was actually what they called a promotional single. It's certified, the album certified diamond. The album earned the band 7 Grammy Award nominations in 1997, including Album of the Year and Record of the Year. It got 9 MTV Music Video Awards, 8 of which were for the video Tonight Tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And it was included in Video of the Year. It has since been regarded as one of the greatest albums of the 1990s and of all time. The song Muzzle reached number 10 on the mainstream rock charts, number 8 on the U.S. modern rock charts, number 1 on the alternative charts in Canada. They liked it. It was one of the last songs written by Billy Corgan for Melancholy. The song's lyrics refer to what Corgan thought the public perception was of him at the time. And it was rumored that this was going to be their 5th and final single, but instead 33 was released instead.
Nice.
So, love the song. I love
it's great.
a lot of the albums on this, or the songs on this album.
By the way, no more 90s title to an album than Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness.
And this is one of those albums where
that wraps up the mood and energy in
everything.
95 of teenagers and young adults and all
and name
that
another
stuff.
album where he caught lightning in a bottle.
Oh yeah.
And was never able to capture it again.
So you said this was the only one that hit the Billboard 200.
No, this
Siamese
is
Dream, or it went
that's
number
what
1.
I thought. It said it remains the band's only album to top the Billboard.
Top.
There
So
you go.
okay, it went number 1. I was going to say Siamese Dream had to be on it.
Yeah.
If it didn't go number 1, I got that. But
there you go.
yeah. So all right. Yeah, that's a great one.
Muzzle.
So really
And
good.
A lot of choices on that whole album.
Oh my goodness.
I'd be shocked if you don't have one on there.
Well, I can be a shocking person. So I think you're going to be surprised by a few of my songs today. And then other ones I don't think you're going to be surprised at all. So, but this one right here, this might be a surprising, I don't know. But you might be surprised to know for my number 6 that I chose this.
This Soul Asylum?
It is Soul Asylum.
I think I have this album.
Love it.
Yeah. It's like on Let Your Light Shine or something like that. Yeah.
I love this song.
Yeah, I have this album.
It's a great one.
I looked at it. I didn't think you'd pick Soul Asylum.
Ah, very good.
I didn't see that coming.
Soul Asylum.
This is a good playlist.
Oh, so far.
I'm excited.
It's going to get way better.
Yeah.
So this is Just Like Anyone by Soul Asylum. This is second single released off the album Let Your Dim Light Shine.
There it is.
You got to have a 90s. It can't be a full light. It's got to be dim.
Like
right? This also has the song Misery on it. Yeah, which I don't enjoy, but this one I really do enjoy. This hit number 11 on the U.S. Modern Rock chart and 19 on the Alternative Airplay chart. Did go number 2 on the UK Rock and Metal chart. So they
liked it.
They embraced it. Song was written by lead singer Dave Pirner and produced by famous alternative producer Butch Vig, one of Nevermind and
Garbage.
Drummer?
Garbage.
That's our Garbage.
Yeah.
Great mid-90s video features a young actress from a short-lived series called My So-Called Life, one Miss Claire Danes. She's in the video. Can't get much more 1995 than that. It features her being harassed by the rest of the school because she has these weird bumps on the back of her shoulders. But at the prom, when they're all laughing at her or making fun of her, they turn into wings, and she flies like an angel.
Again, another 90s thing.
So that's a perfect 90s look right there, is turning into an angel. So,
that's right.
The lyrics are about someone who wants to be accepted and seen as normal, just like anyone else, which was a popular theme that resonated strongly in the 90s alternative rock scene. That was kind of the whole message.
Yeah.
Was to be accepted. I bought this CD, and this was always my favorite song on the album. I like the whole album, but this was, I don't know why, I just really like this song. I hadn't listened to it for years until I researched this, and then I was going through songs, I was like, Misery kept popping up, and I don't love Misery.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's another song on that album I really like. And then as soon as I found the name, I was like, yep, that's it. So in 95, big rotation, and thinking of Claire Danes and the sound styling of the song, it just takes me back. And I like when the tempo of it picks up, starts out a little slow, it picks up in the middle. So why is it on my list? I just like it.
I like it.
I don't know. I don't have a better reason than I listened to it a lot in 95 and I like it. And it's not the hardest rock song, but it's just good to sing along to.
I like it.
And it's got that perfect 90s indie alternative mellow sound.
That's right.
Kind of like a Gin Blossoms or a Dishwalla
That's
or
right.
Something like that. Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Well, and like you said,
Kinda falls in
the title alone has a 90s kind of
Correct.
myrrh.
Yeah, it is a myrrh.
Yeah.
Because the title is Just Like Anyone.
Yeah.
Myrrh.
Yeah.
I want to be accepted.
Yeah.
So that's what it was, though.
Love it.
So, all right. That
my number
takes
5.
you. Yep. See, I surprised you there.
I did.
All right. Number 5.
Number 5.
Of course. I'm surprised it's so low.
I know.
I knew they'd be on here. I just didn't know where. I owned this CD as well.
It's really good.
And you're really encapsulating the 90s, 95 vibe today because so far your 3 songs have all been very
Oh, yeah.
droll.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah. It picks up a little bit here in a little bit.
Oh, it does. But
then it goes back down.
correct. So all the songs you've chosen so far are all very, very 95. Angsty, like, oh, nobody.
Yes.
I hate
that's-
everything.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I can remember I was in the record store when I bought this. I can still see. I don't know why. So this is 7 Mary 3. The song's called Anything. It's off their album called American Standard. It was their second studio album. It was released September 95. It would be their kind of breakout. It's the thing that made them popular. It went to number 24 on the Billboard 200. They had a bunch of singles. You had Cumbersome, that's the one everybody knows.
Water's Edge.
Water's Edge, My was on there. What it's about? Most people think it's about a guy that thinks he doesn't deserve the girl he has, and wants to give her everything, but he just can't. And that kind of goes with what you're saying. That's like a 90s thing, right? Where you've got something, you can't have it, or you have it, but you can't live up to expectations. Or
So then you know what you do? You sing about it.
You write a song about it.
I hate everything and no one likes me.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. And I remember recording this or transferring this onto a cassette. I had a Walkman. I worked at the grocery store. I would take the early milk run You had to be there at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to meet the milk truck.
Yeah.
And I liked that shift because then I got off at like 2. So,
That's what I do now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I got your schedule.
Yeah.
And then I remember I would have this on my headphones while I was taking
Load
the
milk.
milk off the truck. And this was on my,
Oh yeah.
I know every song by heart.
Yeah. I listen to this. I listen to the CD a lot. After I heard Cumbersome. I was like, oh, because again, there were no samplings back then. So
No.
I would just go get it. And then I got it home and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And so that's another one. Love Cumbersome. Really like Water's Edge. One or two other songs pretty good. And then there's some just like, I don't know, they get, 7 Mary 3 can get a little preachy and a little more depressing than they need to be all the time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why, like Water's Edge isn't a good, like the lyrics are pretty depressing, but they give it enough snap that you can go with it. So
No,
that's good. Great
I
band.
like them along. They're
Great CD.
I wish they would make a little comeback.
Oh yeah.
Make a 90s comeback. I'd go watch them.
All right, my number 5. This one will not surprise you at all.
Oh, I didn't get any Green Day on my list. I have no Green Day.
I'll talk about that in a second.
Good song.
Oh, I love it.
Good stuff.
Bass guitar with those drums works really good. So this is Geek Stink Breath
Yes.
by Green Day. Released September 25th, 1995 off their album Insomniac. By the way, I love that album. I feel like it gets kind of a short end of the stick because it came behind Dookie, and a lot of people don't give Insomniac. I don't know. I feel like people don't talk about Insomniac enough. I really liked it. So I think there's a lot of
really
great
good.
songs on that album. But if you read the critics and stuff after Dookie, they're kind of like, they're like same old cut and paste and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, it's not. I think it's great.
They can suck it.
Song was included on a live album called Foot in Mouth from a show they taped in Stockholm, Sweden in 1995. Caveat to that album, only released in Japan. And I had a copy of that album. I went off base to Tower Records and I got it. And I had the CD. I used to listen to it all the time. However, when I moved from Japan to Florida in 1997, the government lost my entire shipment of goods. They paid me back for it, but I had 3 full 100 CD books in there. Guess one of those CDs was that CD, Foot in Mouth,
Gone.
which you can only buy in Japan. And it's gone, right? So
Probably worth
for
some money now.
the last 30 years, gone. But through the magic of eBay,
Nuh-uh.
I found online.
Shut up.
I have it with me today. I got the CD Foot in Mouth, and it's the original Japanese version as I had previously.
Shut up.
Yeah, so I brought
see
that
it.
into the studio today. So that's got Geek Stink Breath on it for a live version, Stockholm, Sweden. So and some other songs.
That's killer.
Great CD. So the song is about amphetamine and methamphetamine drug use, which is a very 90s message as well. They actually played this song on Saturday Night Live in December of 94 before Insomniac was released. They were told to play Longview or Basket Case for their second set of the night, but as a rebellion against their management and the media, they played a crude version of Geek Stink Breath, and nobody knew what it was, but they did it anyway. So this hit number 1 on the Canadian alternative charts and number 3 on the alternative chart in the U.S. The best it charted anywhere else was Finland, where it hit number 5. By the way, I found that Finnish chart, and here's what finished in front of it. At number 4, we had Bon Jovi, Something for Pain. Never heard of it. I listened to it, literally had never heard that song.
No.
It's not good. Iron Maiden, Man on the Edge. Again, never heard
of it.
Listened, meh. Shaggy's Mr. Boombastic. I got that one.
Yeah.
And Ace of Base's Lucky Love. So those were the 4 songs that finished in front of it. So I saw Green Day live in 1996 in Tokyo on the Insomniac tour. They played this, and it was awesome, as was the whole concert. It was me and 20,000 Japanese people. It was awesome, and my friends. I had a concert tee that had Japanese writing on it for that tour, but just like my CDs, it's now gone forever. Got lost. I was not happy about that. By the way, thanks to the internet, the concert was January 27th, 1996, and this was the 4th song played according to the set list that night, right after Welcome to Paradise.
Oh,
So there you go.
love it.
Yep.
I like that you have.
Geek Stink Breath.
You brought the real thing in
Yeah,
here.
I'm going to leave that with you for a couple days because I want you to listen to it.
So good.
It's got live stuff from, again, Stockholm, Sweden.
So good.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
So
All right.
That takes us to
my number 4.
4.
Well, I'm going to play it. And then I did not do what you did.
Meaning.
I didn't stay away from the food.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you had to.
Yeah.
I like the foo.
I like this song a lot.
I know. I just felt like they had already gotten a lot of attention, and I was trying to shed some on some other bands. I think it would be hard to cover. I did it, but between the two of us, hard to cover 95 and not put something from their debut album on. It's a big album that year.
Yeah. So this is a song called Watershed, spelled WATT.
And we did not feature that on our Foo Fighters episode.
Yeah. And it was hard because we did feature a lot of songs from the album. So we have this is the Foo Fighters. It's their debut studio album. Really, it was just kind of Dave Grohl. It wasn't a band.
Correct.
They released on July 4th of 95. He wrote the entire album. He recorded it himself in 6 days with some assistance. He did it at Robert Lang Studios in Seattle, Washington in 1994. And it was a way for him to recover from Kurt Cobain's suicide.
Mutt Lang has studios?
I guess. It says Robert Lang Studios. Yeah.
Is it spelled the same way? Lange?
Oh, no, it's
not. So it's a different Robert.
Yeah, different. There you go.
And isn't he Robert John or something like that?
Robert Mutt.
I know the Mutt.
Oh, yeah, Robert.
I think John's in there, too.
I don't know. The album is considered to have started the post-grunge genre.
Post-grunge,
anyway,
yeah.
I found some quotes online. People said, I absolutely love this song. It's one I've always wanted to hear Foo Fighters do live. One of my favorites on the album. I absolutely love the energy of this song, but how do you come up with some of those lyrics? I played that song so many times when this album came out. There hasn't been an album like this one since. I found one guy said, Dave said himself that this song means nothing. The next guy said, laugh out loud. Who cares? It's a fucking awesome song.
Beautiful.
There you go. So
love it.
That is Watershed Foo Fighters, 1995.
And our first 7 songs are pretty good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my number 4, which will be our 8th song, this might surprise you as well.
Wow.
Or not. I've talked about them many times. This was legitimately one of my favorite albums of the whole year. And I don't know if you would have thought that was true, but it is. And this is probably my favorite song of theirs, period, in their history. And they have a lot of pretty popular songs.
Don't tell me. Oh, yeah.
Listen to the drums and the,
this is the Goo.
Yes.
His name?
No. Listen. Love this song.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff. I really like this album. Or I really like this playlist.
Oh. I played this song so much. The guitar right here. I think it's a really good guitar solo. I kind of let that guitar solo go because I wanted to.
That was good.
So this is Long Way Down by the Goo Goo Dolls. And the Goo Goo Dolls a lot of times might be known now more for some of their pop ballad type stuff. But that song to me kind of rocks.
Yeah.
And the guitar solo rocks. And I love that song. It just makes me feel good. So this single is off their album A Boy Named Goo, released March of 95. Weird name. I got it. But I listened to this album endlessly. This was one of my top probably 5 albums I listened to all year. I don't know why I was so drawn to it. I just listened to it. So hit number 25 on the alternative airplay chart, number 7 on the U.S. mainstream rock chart. It didn't get the U.S. Hot 100. Boo on them, but that's okay. Featured on the soundtrack to the 1996 movie Twister. It's in the movie too, if you remember that or not, but it's there. So the video was filmed on a revolving stage for the movie to simulate a tornado, and bassist Robbie Takak said that they had to stop like every 15 minutes and take a break because everyone on stage was getting vertigo. So the Goo Goo Dolls performed this song in 1996 on an episode of Beverly Hills 90210 called You Say It's Your Birthday Part 2. And in case you're wondering, Rob, this 2-part episode was about celebrating Steve Sanders' 21st birthday aboard a yacht.
Yeah,
and the Goo Goo Dolls were booked as the entertainment.
I knew that.
So that's good.
Yeah, I knew that.
I just love this song. It's got It's got great drums, great
Yes.
guitar. It's a great rhythm. It's fun. Everything's good. And it's the lyric in the song that I featured that I love. You couldn't get a better 90s angsty teen lyric than, is there anything to feel? ? Is it pain that makes you real? ? Cut me off before it kills me.
Oh,
You can't write a better 90s lyric
dark
than that.
and brooding.
Dark brooding. All of it. It covers all of it.
Love it.
Much different than Iris and all the other ones that came in the
totally
later
different.
90s.
Yeah.
So this is when
I
they
think
were
I might
rocking
have.
a little
That's
more.
how I learned about this song was from Twister.
I'm imagining some people that would be, but I had this before Twister,
Yeah.
and I remember when it's the first track on the album,
Yeah.
and that's how the album opens. You're like, okay, I'm good, so
Love
ready
it.
to go.
Ooh, I'm
So that
excited
takes
about.
us to number 3.
This is my number 3.
Ah, oh yeah, of course.
Kicks it in here.
Of course. Well, as far as crossovers go, I'll just spoil the thing. This is my number 2 song.
Hey, dang it. Okay.
This was the one I thought if we were going to have one, it would be this one.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so this is Everclear from their album Sparkle and Fade, and the song is called Heroin Girl.
Heroin Girl. That's
Portland, Oregon's Everclear.
that's a 90s title right there.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone died from heroin
Yeah, that's right.
in the 90s.
It's their second studio album, released May 23rd of 1995. Had other singles like Heroin Girl, Santa Monica, Heart Spark $, and You Make Me Feel Like a Whore.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's my favorite song.
There you go.
Yep.
You featured that.
I have.
think, yeah. The album's music follows themes like addiction, romance, defined. It's kind of Art Alexakis's life.
Of
It's
course.
kind of, yeah. It says that's their third best-selling album to date, which is weird. I thought it would have been their best. Certified platinum. And the song is generally agreed to be about Art Alexakis's girlfriend and brother overdosing on heroin. And actually, he heard the policeman say, just another overdose about his brother. And that's a song.
That's a lyric later in the song.
Yeah, where he goes.
Because when they say when the
overdose.
policeman found her, he said, just another overdose.
Yeah. So that's,
Yeah. So great.
And I was dating a girl at the time who got me onto this
Did
song.
she have 2 pierced nipples and a black tattoo?
No, but there's a
damn it.
song on the album. It's called Pale Green Stars.
Yes.
And she had pale green stars.
Oh, nice.
Ceiling, yeah.
Would have been nice if she had those 2 pierced nipples and a black tattoo. I wrote that.
Never found out.
I wrote, is there a more 1995?
She might have. I never found out.
Is there a more 1995 opening line to a song than 2 pierced nipples and a black tattoo?
I know.
No, there isn't. You can't get one.
And to bring it back full circle, we've told the story on here before where I was with a young lady and she turned the lights off and
Yes, she did.
Yeah, it was dark and I couldn't understand.
Yeah.
This was her.
This was her. Green Stars.
This was the Pale Green Stars girl.
Pale Green Stars.
Yeah.
So that was my number 2 song, also Heroin Girl. I also saw Alex had also Alex.
Yeah.
He also had
Art
Alexis. I always get Alex
Yeah.
Art. Okay,
There you
so Art also had said that this was an ode also to Hillel Slovak. He was former Red Hot Chili Peppers guitarist who died of a heroin overdose.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you
They said, although not the popularity of Santa Monica, this is a fan favorite, and one critic wrote a powerful gut punch of a song.
It's true.
So there you go.
I love
That's Heroin Girl. Do I have anything else? I don't have anything else on Heroin Girl other than I just like it. It's got a cool opening. It kicks in, and it's just it's my second favorite song on the album.
Yeah.
So
What's your
Make Me
your
Feel Like a Whore is
that's your
number
favorite
1.
one?
Yeah. And then Heroin Girl.
Santa Monica's good.
Santa Monica's third.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's my next one. And then
I like
probably Heart Spark $sign after that.
I just remember being so
I love that whole
fascinated
album.
when you look at the album. I think it's on the back.
Yeah.
He's wearing a Portland Winterhawks jersey.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool.
Well, he's from the Portland.
Yeah, then I realized, they're from Portland.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
He lived right there in the downtown area.
Yeah.
Lived in the hood, he said. He was the only white guy in the hood.
They're on tour. They're coming around.
They're coming
They're
around.
going to be in our area.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to
You're going to
watch.
go see him?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. My number 3.
Oh, you're
That was your 3. So this is my actual
Yeah.
3 from a band you love, band I love.
Oh.
One of the best albums of, it came out in 94, but big in 95 as well. Maybe not the song everybody thinks of when they think of this album, but awesome nonetheless.
People crying
Oh. I forgot. I did not put anything on that. Good stuff. Yeah.
Right here.
Good stuff. I like it.
Oh, the guitar is so heavy in this. Oh,
That's a really good album.
if I don't turn this down, I'm just going to listen to that whole song. So this is Pure Massacre by Silverchair. Single was released January 16th, 1995 off their 11-time platinum album Frog Stomp. Yeah, awesome album. Number 2 in Australia and New Zealand. Number 1 on the Australian alternative chart. Number 12 on the U.S. mainstream rock chart. Members of the band were all 15 years old when this song was released.
That's crazy.
So think about that talent in that room. So song is inspired by the Bosnian War. Anything more 1995 than that?
There you
No.
go.
Lead singer and guitarist Daniel John said it's a pretty stupid war, so it seemed like the right thing to do to write a song about that rather than about the usual girls or whatever.
Right.
15, by the way. Only took him a half an hour to write it. As he said, it just came straight to his head. So good for him.
I know, I've said it before. I hate people.
So Silverchair played this song live as one of its 2 performances on Saturday Night Live, December 9th, 1995. And the host that night of In Living Color fame, David Allen Greer.
No.
There you go.
There
One
you
of
go.
Men on Film.
That's right.
2 snaps and
a twist.
There you go. Fun fact. Listen to this. The musical guests the previous 3 weeks before Silverchair on Saturday Night Live that year, this is crazy, were, in order, Foo Fighters, Rancid, and Smashing Pumpkins.
Wow.
And the week after them was Bush.
Oh,
So in a
look at that.
5-week period, you got Foo Fighters, Rancid, Smashing Pumpkins, Silverchair, and Bush. 5 weeks in a row.
That's 95 in a
yeah.
nutshell.
So for over a month in 95, alternative bands just ruled the musical acts on, which makes sense because at the time that's the music that was kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
So, but they were running Saturday Night Live at that time.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a 5-week run. So
That's great.
well, we already
Frog
said that
Stomp. I didn't
Frog
realize,
Stomp.
yeah.
We already said my number 2 was Heroin Girl as
Yes.
well. So we've covered that by Everclear. So we're just going to go with your number 2 song.
Oh, here we go.
Interesting. Is this? I think I know who this is.
You do know who this is.
I know who it is. Another somber one.
Oh,
Heroin Girl was your most upbeat song
Yeah.
so far.
that and
Is this
Watershed.
Is this our friend Tom York?
It is. It's Tom.
I'm Tom York. I mean, is this the Plastic Trees song?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
They all
This is
sound,
the song I had on
Okay.
deck when we did the last episode where we.
they all kind of sound the same.
Yeah.
Is this off the bends?
It's off the bends.
Yeah, of
Nice
course.
job. Yeah.
It's very depressing in
Oh,
95.
so good. So this song's called Street Spirit, parentheticals, Fade Out.
Fade out.
Yeah, by Radiohead, released as their 5th single from The Bends. That was released in March 13th of 1995. It was released as a single in 96. Didn't come out until January 22nd of 96. They consider this a breakthrough in their songwriting. Thom York. Yeah. Said Street Spirit was inspired by the American band R.E.M. and the 1991 novel The Famished Road. I don't know. I didn't do any research on it. Radiohead recorded several versions of this before settling on the final version. York later said, quote, "If I ever forgot why I started this as a career, then Street Spirit is why I started. We spent a day going around in circles until I was thinking this is never going to happen. Then suddenly something happened, and I was transported to a place that I'd been willing myself to be in for months on end."
Nice.
The music video for Street Spirit was directed by Jonathan Glazer. He's famous for doing Virtual Insanity. And in 2008, Street Spirit was included in Radiohead's The Best Of. And in 2015, Stereo Gum said Street Spirit was one of the all-time great album closers.
Oh, nice.
It's the last song on the album. It's way.
Stereogum writes a lot of good articles.
never
I get
read
a lot
it.
of information off them.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. They have a whole sequence of, they've covered every number 1 song from like 1980 to 2000, and they talk about every number 1
Oh, there you
song.
go.
And so
There
I've
you
read
go.
a lot of Stereogum.
There you go. So you know that.
So I'm not
Yeah.
being funny there.
Oh,
I'm
I thought
actually
you were
reading
being serious.
Stereogum. No, I actually read it. So, all right. Well,
Yeah.
that was your number 2,
That was my-
Radiohead.
That was my number 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then my number 2, once again, was Heroin Girl by
Heroin Girl.
Everclear.
Yeah.
So that means we've each given our top 6. Therefore, it's time for us to go to somewhere we haven't been in a really long time.
Yeah.
The Cut Line. All right, when putting our list together today, Rob and I find it very difficult to rank just 7 songs, and I really mean it this week. So for this segment, we've selected a few more that just missed our countdown. We've each selected 2 more cuts that are songs that we love, absolutely love, but just were not quite good enough to be in the top 7. We also have an honorable mention, which is a song we either haven't heard in a really long time, a song we've come to enjoy even more as we've gotten older, or a track we never heard in the first place. And through this research, we found it and said, I should have been listening to that all along, right? So with that, Rob, you get to do 2 songs in a row here. So we'll go with your first cut.
There you go.
Chance to you.
You went with The Collective.
I did.
Yes. Not a song, not the song I thought you might choose. Good.
I like this one.
It's a good album. Blue album.
It's the Blue album. Yeah.
I had this one too. I like that guitar.
It's really good. That's why I like it. I just like it. When I come to the song, I turn it up. That's why, so I was like, which song do I really like?
Sounds like a song to turn
it's called, so this is Collective Soul. It's from their album Collective Soul. I have to make an apology to Collective Soul because I kind of made fun of our boy Seal, who had 2 albums in a row, and he named them the same album.
Correct.
He didn't change the name.
No.
Collective Soul did the same thing.
They did.
And I'm less critical of that.
Because you like them.
Because I like.
There you go. That's how it works.
Yeah. So this is from their album Collective Soul, which is sometimes called the Blue album.
Oh, yeah.
It's their second self-titled album. I still think that's dumb. Frontman Ed Roland has considered Collective Soul the band's true debut album. The band's highest-selling album to date. It's a triple platinum. Spent 76 weeks in the Billboard 200. The following songs all reached number 1 on the mainstream rock charts. They had December, The World I Know, Where the River Flows. And specifically the song that says it's about having your own personal relationship with some sort of higher being outside the influence of organized religion. The song is untitled for a reason because God cannot have a name. God is sometimes is something we can't possibly hope to understand as human beings. And actually, Ed Roland in an interview said with Variety talked about how spirituality being in his lyrics because of how he was raised. And lyrically, there's spirituality sprinkled within his lyrics.
Yeah, he grew up in the church, basically.
Yeah, he said he told his dad, I believe in the separation of church and rock and roll.
That is correct.
Yeah, I like that quote.
It's a good quote.
Yeah.
So, all right,
it's
Collective
untitled
Soul.
Collective Soul.
Yeah,
and I picked them
really
because
good.
I wasn't into them in 95.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I knew their main hits.
Yeah.
But then I started, we went and saw them last summer.
You didn't have the Blue album?
I never owned it.
Oh, I did.
No, I own it now, but I never owned it. And
Nice.
I'm like,
So-
I picked it up at a thrift
Dollar
store,
There you
and
go.
I was like, oh,
We already know.
why did I not own this?
Don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my first cut. I actually don't know how you're going to feel about this first cut. You might not like it. I wasn't around in 95 when I listened to this song a ton, and I actually really like it.
Yeah.
But I understand that people don't like it, and I actually just don't even know how you're going to feel about it. It is a cover. I don't grab a lot of covers very often.
It's really good. I'm just shocked that you picked it. Yeah, I'm surprised. It's crazy.
I love it.
It's crazy. That's like nightmare inducing.
So
It's
this
so
is Sweet Dreams, Parentheticals Are Made of These.
Yeah.
By Marilyn Manson.
Yes.
This was kind of his first big hit.
Yeah.
And I did want to highlight one other thing. There is a guitar solo in right after that portion I sampled, and I actually think it's really good, and it's like one of my favorite parts of the song.
Yeah, it's
The distortion and everything, I love it.
the distorted guitar in the 90s.
And those heavy drums. I just think it's really good.
It is really good.
And then this comes in right here.
So weird. That's so crazy.
I'm gonna let this go because I like when he goes into the next part.
Oh, he,
Right here.
he does that high.
Hold on.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay. So,
it's really good. He's a weirdo.
this was released June 22nd, 1995, off his album Smells Like Children, which I owned. It's a bunch of covers,
Yeah.
but it's a weird album because interlude with the covers, there's these talking pieces that are insane. Like I can't even explain it. It's just insane stuff. It's really crazy. This was produced by Marilyn Manson and Nine Inch Nails' Trent Reznor.
There you go.
So you got to get the grandfather on there.
That's right.
The father of this type of music.
There you go.
Very industrial. Originally, Interscope did not want to release this as a single. They had a different one in mind, but Marilyn pushed back. They eventually agreed, and it ended up being a top 40 hit on the U.S. alternative airplay and the mainstream rock charts, and was a mainstay on MTV. They played this video quite a bit. Marilyn said it was disheartening that to this day, Interscope has never congratulated him on the success of this song. So
Yeah.
apparently he holds grudges.
Yeah.
The video is fairly terrifying. And that's
Is
a
it?
quote. It's like Seven met Nine Inch Nails and Tool and had a baby. That's
Yes.
exactly what happened. So, nominated for Best Rock Video at the 96 MTV Video Music Awards, but lost to Metallica's Until It Sleeps.
Didn't you have like
Which- yeah.
dental things?
Well, no, that was
Or
on the
that's
next
a
one,
different-
Beautiful People.
Oh, that's
But this
what it
one was just as terrible. He's
Yeah.
riding a pig. There's all kinds of weird
Yes.
stuff going on. By the way, that Until It Sleeps video, it lost to. They're just in that cage that's like
Yeah.
rolling, but okay, it's Metallica. What are you going to do? In 2010, Billboard rated it the scariest music video, beating
Yes.
out Michael Jackson's Thriller. And for those that may scoff at this, since it's covering one of the best 80s songs of all time, and it is one of the best, and I love the Eurythmics version of that. The Eurythmics' own Dave Stewart is quoted as saying he loves this version of the song and that it was haunting, and the video was one of the most terrifying things he's ever seen in his life. So Dave Stewart signing off. Should be good enough for everybody else. In the UK, this is the band's most streamed music video, generating almost 12 million audio and video streams. Fun fact, Rob, besides Marilyn Manson, the other band members at the time were Twiggy Ramirez on bass,
Yeah.
Daisy Berkowitz on guitars, Madonna Wayne Gacy on keyboards,
That's right.
and Ginger Fish on drums. And in case you haven't figured it out yet, all their last names
Are
are
like-
of famous U.S. serial killers.
That's right.
That's right.
There's like famous people mixed with serial.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there
That's
you go.
weird.
I listened to that song
It's really good.
on end in 1995.
You almost feel
I
guilty
thought it
for
was
listening
cool.
to it, but
The
good.
video is insane. If you haven't, I will tell everyone, if you haven't seen that video and you were in the 90s, you haven't seen it in a long time,
Go
go to
check it out.
YouTube, watch it, and you'll remember how kind of crazy it really is. Just the way he's contorting his body and doing all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah.
But I love that song, and
It's
I want
good.
to apologize for it.
No, don't apologize.
There are some reviews online that people are like, this covers, blah, 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 and all this, but I think it's great. So
Okay. This
this
is
is
my
your second cut.
Oh, it's interesting. Okay, here we go. You're not gonna know it.
I'm not going to know it.
Yeah.
It has a Pearl Jam vibe to it. Just the music. Oh, is this is probably what we were talking about the other day when I messaged you. Oh, this is Neil Young.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's teaming up with.
You're
Was
good,
that who was
man.
in that season? Was Neil Young?
No.
I didn't know that.
You're really good.
Well, the musical accompaniment sounds like McCready and Ament and all that.
You're good, man.
Look, I have ears. And I definitely know what Neil Young sounds like. We're singing loud. All right.
I have ears.
Tell us about this.
So that's super interesting. So you mentioned that in the last one. You said it was like the godfather of this kind of music. So this is Neil Young on an album called Mirror Ball. The song's called Scenery. I picked it because
So it's straight Neil Young
it's Neil Young and Pearl Jam.
and Pearl Jam.
Good
That's what I
job,
thought.
yeah. Released August of 95, 23rd. It was Neil Young's 23rd studio album. Good gravy.
Good for him.
He just does them all the time. Features members of Pearl Jam. It's certified gold. Reached number 5 on the Billboard 200. In the same year, Pearl Jam released an accompanying an EP called Merkinball. He's considered the godfather of grunge.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Pearl Jam are pretty tight.
They love each other.
Pearl Jam has incorporated Rockin' in the Free World in their concerts, which we were able to see. In January of 95, Young asked Eddie Vedder to induct him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The song is the second to the last song on the album and features the group Pearl Jam and Brendan O'Brien, producer, on piano. It's like almost an 8. I think it is an 8-minute song. It's a jam. It's a jam.
Yeah.
It's so good.
8 minutes is long.
It's long.
Okay.
At the 1996 Grammy Awards, it got several songs got nominated for Best Rock Song. Another song got nominated for Best Male Rock Vocal Performance. The album received a nomination for Best Rock Album, and the cover art was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Record Packaging.
Nice.
Yeah, so, but yeah, good job.
Record packaging was wearing one of his big hats. Did he have the harmonica thing hanging off his neck?
No, it was just a
Okay.
cool mirror ball.
Oh, that's
thing.
cool.
It's all brown and really cool.
Yeah, he likes to wear that
Yeah.
harmonica thing on his neck.
Yeah, you're good though. Right off the bat, you're like, oh, that's Pro Jam.
Well, it sounded
You could
exactly
hear
like
it.
him. Yeah.
You can hear it.
You can figure
Yeah.
it out. So,
Yes, that's
all right. My
scenery.
second cut, you will not expect to have been on my countdown. In fact, there's no way this even came up on your radar. I don't even think when you're researching you would have looked at this. But it is probably the most fun song that I have on my countdown this whole week.
Oh, that's so funny. I looked at this album. I almost did Dune Buggy.
Yeah, but
I almost did it.
this is the one.
Kick
Listen
out
to
the
this.
jams. It's like not even 2 minutes.
Love it. The chorus is amazing.
Yeah. Rage Against the Machine does this. So good.
Oh, I love
This
it.
whole album is underrated, I
Yeah,
think.
it's amazing. Listen to that.
So good.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
so
I
this
think people
is,
kind of laughed them off because they had
oh.
some kind of silly songs, but all their
Okay.
songs kind of rock.
They're
man.
so good.
Yeah.
So this is Kick Out the Jams by the Presidents of the
Yeah.
United States of America. This is off their 95 self-titled album. Never released this as a single, so there's no chart info for it. This is a cover of a 1969 song by MC5.
MC5.
It's a punk band.
Yeah.
This version, much better, I think. It's shorter, much more fun. Theirs is very grindy and punky. The Presidents sped it up, make it more humorous and loose compared to the original. But they said they wanted to stay true to the spirit of the original. So, song only 1 minute, 26 seconds long. As you said,
Yeah.
not even 2 minutes. And on the album, most known for Lump, Peaches, and Kitty, this, to me, is one of the best songs. And for all the true Presidents fans listening to us this week, that deep, you know what I'm talking about. This is a great song. You get to this song, you get excited. So, I watched a couple lives. They were playing this live at Red Rock back in 1995. You've been to Red Rocks,
Yeah.
Colorado.
It's a great
They were
show.
playing this live. People went bananas.
Yeah,
like they went nuts.
absolutely.
I mean, they liked Kitty and Peaches. I watched kind of a whole concert,
Yeah.
but as soon as they did the Kick Out the Jams, people went bananas.
Yeah.
And it's only a minute and a half.
Yeah.
They played it a little longer. It was almost 2 minutes because they did an extended
Yeah.
musical interlude. But great song. I love it.
Yeah.
I can
The
listen
whole
to it
album
all
is
the time.
great.
Yeah.
No, I actually looked at the album. That's so funny.
Well, I knew you'd look at the
It-
album.
It was
I
on
just
my
didn't
short
think,
list.
I didn't think Kick Out the Jams would come up
No.
on the
And
on
I
the
only
radar.
the only reason I didn't pick it is because it's so short.
It doesn't, I don't care how
But
short it is.
It's really good.
That
It's-
the between musical portion with those guitars,
Yeah.
between the first lyric and the first chorus and the second chorus, awesome.
yeah,
One of the
it's
best.
Super good.
So,
So
and
is that-
it was a cut. I really wanted it on my countdown, but the other songs I just
Yeah,
like
that's
a lot
true.
more.
Yeah.
So, that means it's time for your
honorable
mention, which I'm sure I'm very interested to figure out what it's going to be because you'll go way off the beaten path on
You are
this.
absolutely right. Here you go.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is.
This is 95 weirdness.
Definitely. This is like something you see for $1 at one of those clubs in Portland. And you came out of there with one of their CDs for 50 cents. But I'm sure there are people listening that also know this song and they're like, how could you not know it? I have no idea what this is. Has like a 70s vibe in the background
Yeah, it's
to it.
really weird.
There's a horn blowing.
I know.
So,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, so this
My first reaction is meh, but
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
So I'm interested to hear what you
I picked this for my honorable mention because a friend of my sister's, my sister texted me one day and said, "Hey, I'm with my friend," and she said, "Have you ever heard of these people?" I said, "No. Send me a song." And so this is a band called Morphine.
I have heard of Morphine, actually,
Yeah, their song's called Super Sex.
but have not heard that.
It's from their album Yes. It's their third studio album. It was released March of 95. It was their first album to make the Billboard Top 200. They're a trio out of Cambridge, Massachusetts. The band uses they have a strange set of instruments. So they have, and they kind of got a blues and jazz. They have a baritone sax, a 2-string bass, and drums. There's no electric guitar. Lead singer, his name's Mark Sandman, sang in that low kind of, they called it like a croon. The band themselves coined the label low rock to describe their music. And this song was actually the song that they were performing when Mark Sandman collapsed on stage and suffered an untimely death on the 3rd of July, 1999 in Italy.
Oh.
Died on stage. And this was the song he was singing. But no, they're super, I like them a lot.
Yeah.
They're just super
I've heard
different.
of the band.
Super different.
I want to say I saw like they pop up on like a Alternative Nation or 120 Minutes or something like that.
Super
this
weird.
feels like a Matt Pinfield band all over it. You guys got to listen to these Morphine guys.
Super strange. Yeah, no electric guitar in them. It's just a saxophone, a bass, and drums.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, my honorable mention, you are not, I don't think you would have on your radar at all. And I don't even think you would think I might be listening to this. But I have a story about it here in a minute. So.
It's not to say, it's not okay. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Is this Veruca Salt?
No.
I know this song.
Really good chorus.
Why do I know this song?
This is not guitar. All right, so this is Universal Heartbeat by Juliana Hatfield. All right. Now, I cannot take credit for this. I actually had a different honorable mention until like 2 days ago. I had a song by a band called The Rentals.
Okay. Who turned you on
which
to
was
this?
a good band. So I was just doing I was talking to some of our folks that listen to us, and I was just doing some crowdsourcing on information. And our friend of the show, Pete from Pop Culture Yearbook, I asked him, hey, what were the 3 songs you listened to the most alternatively in 95?
Yeah.
They were in college at the time,
Yeah.
And so he included this. And when I saw the list, I said, I know that song. Like I saw the title and was like, I know that. And so I queued it up on Spotify. And as soon as I heard the first few notes, I was, oh, that girl that was Jesus Mary Chain, she had this. And she would play it in her room. And I remember that song all the time. And I loved it. I was like, that chorus is great. Her sound is great. A little Veruca Saltish.
Yeah.
That could have been their song too. But I love it. It's great. Like, and so as soon as I grab it, and I'm just telling him thank you because I put this as my honorable mention now because I listen to this a lot and I literally haven't listened to it in 30 years.
Yeah.
Have not queued it up once in the last 30 years. So this is off of her second solo album, Only Everything. Before she went solo, she was a member of the Lemonheads. So we featured them before.
Oh, we have.
Song didn't chart anywhere, wasn't released as a single, but found some footing on college radio due to DJs having the album and then just playing it on their own. Plus, she had a following because she had a song on the movie Reality Bites in 94 called Spin the Bottle. This song was also featured a lot on the MTV show 120 Minutes, and Alternative Nation was kind of like a mainstay for them too.
Yeah.
And if you saw the way she looks, which I've included, she's quite attractive and cute. She had the whole baby doll dress vibe going on, the short hair. It was a thing. It was good. One review said this is a 90s alt-rock gem with just the right mix of punky attitude and pop shimmer. Hatfield's blend of punky edge and girl next door energy really clicks with the alt-rock crowd of the mid-90s. So I don't know where I heard this. I think the girl had it that lived down the hall from me. I think I had heard it before, maybe in Portland on 94.5. I'm not sure. Mixed in there with the Stone Roses and them. But as soon as I heard the first 2 notes when he put it on his list and I re-queued it up, I was like, that's my honorable mention. And I had a good honorable mention. I had a band called The Rentals.
Yeah.
And I'd never heard it before.
I've never heard of that.
And it was a really good song. It was called Waiting. And Maya Rudolph is the keyboardist.
Oh.
And the band was started by former bassist or guitarist from Weezer.
Oh.
So it was a cool song, and I really liked it.
Never heard of
But this was better, and it took it out.
Yeah,
so.
it's really good.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, those are our honorable mentions, which means we only have one thing left to do, Rob, and that is reveal our number 1 songs.
Yes.
So this is absolutely your favorite, best song of 1995. So let's hope that it holds that amount of clout, right?
It's one of my favorite songs ever.
Ever.
Just
Again
wait,
with the
wait.
mood.
Listen.
For all the times you let them bleed you, for a little peace from God you plead. And beg
I know that. I know
Right
the
here.
Song.
for a little peace from God you
Oh my gosh.
You don't have to tell me to wait. I know the song.
Oh, he's so good. And it's bluesy.
Oh yeah, it's great,
It's got everything.
and it definitely has that feel of '95.
Yes. It's
Very
it's
dark
brooding.
and brooding. And go sit in a corner and
Yes.
kill myself. So
There's actually some truth to that.
that's
To this,
the
yeah.
truth.
Anyway, so this is Wake Up. It's by a band called Mad Season.
Yep.
It's from their album Above. It's the only studio album they ever made. It was released March 14th of 95. It peaked at number 24, certified gold. During the production of Pearl Jam's Vitalogy, guitarist Mike McCready, he had to go to rehab. He met a guy named John Baker Saunders in 1995 or 4. They returned to Seattle. They formed a band with Barrett Martin, who was from the Screaming Trees, and they were going to kind of play around. And then he said, hey, let's go get Lane Staley, and he can be our singer. And they were hoping that this project would keep Lane Staley sober. That was kind of the whole thing. They recorded it.
How'd that work out for
Yeah.
him? Yeah, okay.
They recorded it at Bad Animal Studios in Seattle. Mike McCready said it's hard to describe the album. Martin plays some vibes and Lane plays guitar. There's some jazzy stuff, some blues, some arena rock. I brought a Gibson Jimmy Page double neck for the sessions. He added, we did all the Mad Season music in about 7 days. It took Lane just a few more days to finish his vocals, which was intense since we only rehearsed twice and did 4 shows. So this has been the most spontaneous thing I've ever been involved in. This was done even quicker than Temple the Dog, which took about 4 weeks. With Mad Season, we just went in, started jamming on tunes, and everybody had ideas, and it just happened with 3 or 4 days. I told Staley, you do what you want. You write all the songs and lyrics. You're the singer. He came in, and he'd do these beautiful songs. And it's just so good. And he did all the artwork, and this song is probably
Is it?
my favorite song
That-
of all time.
That's
That's why
great.
I had to. It just gives
Perfect
me the
time to get
goosebumps
it on
every
here.
time. So, yeah. And sadly, this song tells a story of like drug use, and he's telling himself to wake up.
Of
Wake
course.
up, young man. You know, stop doing this thing you're doing. And
You could argue a lot of Lane Staley songs were about drug use.
Yes, and when he
If you
died,
listen to the entire Dirt album,
so dark.
down in a
Yeah.
hole,
Yeah.
If you just go listen to the lyrics of a lot of those songs, it's all about drugs.
Yeah, so good. He died from a mixture of heroin and cocaine, and he died on April 5th, 8 years to the day that Kurt Cobain died.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
I will say I had a Spin or Rolling Stone magazine in '95, and I still remember this quote to this day. It was from Lane Staley, and he says, "You want to know about drug use? Go listen to Dirt."
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That was in the magazine. That was his quote. So, and I
So-
still remember that. So, all right, my number one song. Before I made anything else in the countdown, I picked this song. I stuck it at number one. Nothing else even
That's what I did.
threatened it.
Yeah.
Because it's literally one of my favorite songs of the '90s.
The world is a
Oh, there it is. Yep. Yep.
Sent to drain. Secret destroyers.
Yeah, it's so good.
First time I heard this, I was like, "Yep, that's my song." I've always loved it.
And why do I
Yeah, I kind of
Mm.
didn't realize I hadn't even
my pain?
made our list anyway. So I should have saw that coming.
Trade desires.
Chorus. I'm gonna let this one go a little
Yeah.
longer. Billy can sue me if he wants, but it's okay. It's so good when it goes in the chorus.
No, I suppose I'll show all my crew and go like the Joe. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a renegade. Despite all my rage,
Oh, I mean,
It's really good.
yeah, it's awesome.
Well, and the video was
One of my
grimy
favorites.
and grungy, and
Yeah.
it was the whole thing.
One of my favorite opening lines to a song. As soon as you hear it, it's 30 years later. As soon as I hear "The World Is a Vampire," I
Yeah.
get excited, immediately. So, all right, this is "Bullet with Butterfly Wings"
Yes.
by Smashing Pumpkins. Released October 16th, 1995 off Melancholy, Infinite Sadness. Hit number 1 on the Canadian Alternative Rock chart, number 1 in Iceland, number 2 on the U.S. Alternative chart, number 22 on the U.S. Hot 100. That's a pretty big deal getting up on that with this song. It's the band's second highest charting song behind 1979. I would tell you it's better, but that's okay. It's just
Way better.
1979 is more radio friendly. That's why it gets more attention. So it was also Canada's most successful rock song for all of 1995. This won a Grammy for Best Hard Rock Performance. It's ranked number 70 on Rolling Stone's The 100 Greatest Guitar Songs of All Time, and VH1 ranked it the 91st Best Hard Rock Song of All Time. The song was written by Billy Corgan. Obviously, he writes all the songs. It's about the pain that comes from being a rock star in this video. Again, what's more 90s than that?
That's right.
And
Tortured
if you go
artist.
check out the video, this is the last time you'll ever see Billy Corgan with hair. He filmed it with hair, and he shaved his head right afterwards, and he's been bald ever since.
There you go.
So this is your last. You can go check out. He had hair at
owned
one
it.
point. So a lot of SNL connections today. Earlier Silverchair, then Green Day, now Smashing Pumpkins. They played this during their appearance on November 11th, 1995 with the host, Quentin Tarantino. I bet that was a night to behold.
Wow.
You got Smashing Pumpkins playing. You got Tarantino coming out probably doing, oh, hey, guys, it's me, Quentin. You probably saw my Pulp Fiction movie. And anyway, so I don't know if he talks like that. He just always sounds like he's on cocaine like 24/7. So I will say, in 2019, Amazon put out a series called Hannah. And there was an artist, Karen O, and she made a cover of this. And Billy Corgan
Great
said
show.
it's
That was
a
a good show.
great. I watched the show too, really good. Said it was a great cover. It's haunting. It's a great like a reimagining. It's way different, but he said he liked it.
The whole soundtrack.
A lot more electronic, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still just a rat in the cage.
That's so good.
Yeah, so it's a cool version of the cover, but the first one's still the best one.
Absolutely.
I would always listen to the first one more than that one because
It's a no-brainer.
one of my favorite songs. But not a bad recreation, and like you said, pretty damn good show.
Yeah.
So before we close this thing out, I was talking around to some friends on the internet. Some of the folks that listen to our show.
We do have
and
friends.
we do once in a while. We at least think we do. So it's better than nothing, right? But I like to ask. They were about the same age as us. Several of them were in college. So they were listening to a lot of this type of music. And so I just asked them, hey, what were like the 3 best songs you heard that year or that you were listening to a lot? Just because I like to see and compare and contrast like what I was listening to what, was it different in the Northwest and other parts of the country? So a few of them responded, starting with our friend Brad. He went with I Got a Girl from Trippin' Daisy.
Sure.
I looked that song.
Yeah.
I actually like it. It's quite good. Connection from Elastica, which is really good. And Misery from Soul Asylum.
Hey.
He loves that whole Soul Asylum. And I believe Soul Asylum from Minnesota.
I believe
and
you're right.
He's from
Yeah.
Minnesota also. So he's
There
got
you
a
go.
soft spot. I told him, not a big fan of Misery, but I understand. It was a popular song. I'm one of the only ones that don't like it. It actually charted really well. I just think it's a really depressing. It's a perfect 90s song, but literally one of the verses is frustrated incorporated. I'm like, okay. It's interesting. So
That's 95. There you go.
Pete had the Foo Fighters, Alone and Easy Target.
Ah,
Really good song.
yeah.
Pearl Jam, Better Man. I love that song.
Anytime you
And of
propose.
course, the Julianne Hatfield that inspired me. So once
There
again,
you go.
thank you, Pete. Our friend Jason from Surely Can't Be Serious, December, Collective Soul off
There
the
you
Blue
go.
Album. They did a whole episode on the Blue Album on his show.
Oh.
Really good.
Yeah.
Come Down from Bush. We had no Bush between us
No.
today.
No.
And You Ought to Know
Shocker.
from Alanis Morissette also. No Alanis Morissette for us.
No Alanis.
I listened to a lot of Alanis. I listened to Alanis, but I wasn't like, it wasn't my number one
I
thing.
tried.
Yeah. So, and nothing in that song's ironic. GIF went with Bullet with Butterfly Wings, Smashing Pumpkins, So Great Minds.
There you go.
Think alike. When I Come Around from Green Day, fantastic. And from Sparkle and Fade, Everclear, Santa Monica.
See?
That's a great
Yeah.
song. I'm
Great
surprised
song.
one of us didn't have that, but we did like the Heroin Girl. So,
Yeah.
Jim, our friend Jim, he went with All Mixed Up, 311. That's a great song. I featured that on my 90s New Year's Eve playlist.
No.
A song that I see it on all the countdowns. People loved it, but I just can't get into it. It's called Sick of Myself, Matthew Sweet.
Yeah.
He comes up on a lot of alternative 90s lists, but I tried. But, that's why we check with other folks. And then In the Meantime by Space Hawk, really good song.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
like that one. So we did all of our lists. I got what they had. And those are some of the best alternative songs for us and some others in 1995. I would say, did we miss anything? But I don't think we did
I
because
don't
we
think we
made the
did.
list.
I don't think we did.
And then how do we feel about this
No.
playlist?
I love it.
We feel great.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it should. You say that every time
I
we make
know.
a playlist.
I say that every time.
The next time we make a playlist.
The
you
next
say,
one's my favorite.
Actually, the next show, you will not say is your favorite playlist. So we are safe
all
for
right.
that because I already know what's going to happen in that show. So
I really like this playlist.
yeah, it's really good. So, all right, fans, if you love today's episode, let us know on any of our social media outlets. Use the link tree in our show notes, and it will take you to our X, Facebook, and Instagram pages, or you can just search Totally 80s and 90s Recall on any of those sites. We'll pop right up. We love interacting with our listeners. So this week, let us know if you were listening to alternative music in 1995, let us know what your favorite songs were. Maybe some deep cuts Rob and I missed, or maybe some stuff that we just overlooked. Because you overlooked a couple things you said today.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about Silverchair.
I didn't.
There you go.
I'm a
So,
little bit,
there you
actually,
go. Yeah.
on my notes, I put Frog Stomp.
Frog Stomp.
I actually
It's really
don't have
good.
it.
Yes.
I used to, and I've got rid of it through
It's
the years. I'm gonna add it to the Recall Studio archives.
It's really good.
Wow.
So, and if you're on YouTube and you like to listen to us, we're over there. So subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes.
There you go. Well, hold me, thrill me, kiss me, and kill me. Dave and I want you to know that the Totally 80s and 90s Recall podcast is the perfect complement to your listening experience and the perfect antidote to modern life. Dave and I want you to know that despite what Lenny Kravitz said, rock and roll is not dead. If you're one of those strange people that are only happy when it rains, or you're just a girl, check us out at Totally 80s 90s Recall at podbean.com. Now quit rowing down the river of deceit and quit trimming your fake plastic trees, and email us at 80s90srecall at gmail.com. Let the Totally 80s and 90s Recall team help you appreciate the present by indulging in a healthy dose of the good old
You
days.
just cannot escape to old Thom York here. Radiohead, he gets commented on way too often. So, well, we'd also love it if you could give us, how could you help our show grow? Well, you could give us a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify, and we would love that. Or anywhere you can give us a rating. Helps drive our show's visibility, gets us out to the masses so everyone can listen to our podcast. Everyone who longs for the 80s and 90s. Also, if you could leave us a comment, tell us how we're doing, that'd be awesome. And who knows, you could end up hearing your comments read out by us for everyone to hear. And if you really like the show, subscribe so you don't miss a new episode every week, and share it with just one friend. That's all we ask. That's
There you
easy.
go.
Who you think would love reliving the 80s and 90s each week. You share it with them. You both listen. And then you have something to talk and laugh about the next time you're doing yoga,
Sure.
playing golf,
Yeah. Goat yoga.
pickleball.
Oh,
Right?
lots of pickleball.
Yeah, you could,
My sister's a big pickleballer.
or just hanging out somewhere grabbing coffee. Perfect
Yeah.
conversation to
There
be
you go.
like, can you believe that he picked that? And you're like, no, I didn't like that song. Ooh, I love
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
So before we
Who's
close
morphine. I
yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
before we close this thing all the way down, I did want to throw in one quick. We had a comment on YouTube this week. So for our Hysteria episode, user John U2305. It's not garbage. It's actually a good comment.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say.
So he
garbage.
left us a comment that he said he was 15
okay.
and he was at the concert in Denver when they were filming the Pour Some Sugar on Me,
wow.
where the video came from. And he said they played the song twice so they could film it. And he still says he loves Hysteria, and it's still one of the best moments of his life.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah, he's
Oh, that's
15
killer.
at the Hysteria concert
It's a killer.
where they filmed it. So, and I just want to also plug in, people love that album. Okay.
Uh-huh.
We've gotten more likes and loves and comments on Facebook than
Yeah.
we have for any episode in 3 years about that album. We've gotten like over 300 likes and loves and shares and everything on his. People love Hysteria.
No,
Like,
it's a
that's
huge-
not even a joke.
No,
So-
I've had staff members actually comment on it.
That's
So
that's
the one that resonates. I don't know why.
People that actually listen to that episode really bonded and remember Hysteria
Yeah.
a lot more than anything we've covered as far as albums.
I had a little
Things like
second
that.
grader come to the nurse's station, and she had a Hysteria sweatshirt.
No idea what's
She-
going
no
on there. She
idea.
said,
I
but
I
that's
said,
a cool
I
sweatshirt.
said, I like your sweatshirt.
All right, Rob, you got any closing thoughts?
Yes. So today we learned that Dave has ears. He likes the baby doll look.
I do.
And that we both learned that apparently Jane Eyre wrote Sense and Sensibility,
Yeah.
not Shakespeare.
No.
Vocab for the day is meh.
Meh.
It's an expression that shows lack of interest or enthusiasm. Artist you should listen to today is the Jesus Mary Chain. And go check out Stereo Gum
Oh, yeah.
if you want to learn more about music. Challenge today is, apologies. We apologize for Dave's bad Tarantino expression. And
Impression.
impression. and the fact that we made the the claim that he did coke. We're not even sure.
I don't know.
We're not even sure if Quentin did coke.
We're not sure it's true, but I'm not sure it's not true.
Okay,
Like,
anyway.
I mean, it was the early 90s. He
We
was a
don't know.
child of the 80s. He lived in the Palisades and the hills of California.
Sure.
I mean, everything seems to add up.
There you
right?
go.
But Quentin, if you didn't, we apologize.
And then the
I
challenge.
don't think you could write the movie Pulp Fiction and not
be coked up.
be
Yeah.
on coke.
Yeah. And then the challenge is kind of echoing what you said is go after you get done listening, go dig up your old CDs or tapes and tell us what you're listening
Yeah.
to.
There were several
Yeah.
songs on here today that I literally haven't listened to in 30 years.
Yeah.
I put them on my 90s playlist because I listened to a lot of the 90s
Yeah.
songs, and I'm glad to add them back because I had just forgotten about
Yeah,
it.
you just
There's so much music I just forget.
Yeah.
And doing the research, I'm like, oh, I loved these songs. I listened to them so much.
Yeah.
And I think, like you say, if you go back and listen to some of your stuff, if you still have it, you're going to find that, man, I remember
really like that.
I remember this in my dorm room.
Yep.
I remember this at my first job. I remember this at yada, yada, yada. I think, that's the best way to get the nostalgia is
Yeah.
to go back and find that stuff. So,
Absolutely. Yep.
and just a sidebar, I like the baby doll dress look. I don't like the name of it. I'm not a fan that's what they called it, but that's what it was. So, but I will tell you, mid 90s with that short dress thing with the socks and the whole,
It was a
it
thing.
was a vibe. I
was
couldn't
a
get
thing.
away from
It
it.
was a
So
thing.
I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I also like when they would wear a sweater, but it was a crop top sweater. So my arms and upper body stay warm. But my belly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how cold it is outside. So I was good with those two.
There you
So,
go.
all right. Well, peaches may come from a can, and heroin might have been passed down to all of us from some girl. But don't worry. You don't need a flannel shirt, angst, or questionable life choices to relive the awesomeness of 1995. All you need is a good playlist and maybe a decent pair of headphones.
There you go.
Unfortunately, that brings us to the end of this week's episode. We hope you've had a killer time flashing back and jamming out to our favorite alternative hits from 1995. If you've had a blast rocking out with us, we've made it super easy to keep today's vibes going. Just check the show notes for the playlist links to Apple Music, Spotify, and Amazon so you can fully immerse yourself in the gritty, grungy goodness that made 1995 such a standout year in alternative music. And I highly recommend, if this is music that you love, go queue up the playlist, hit shuffle. I don't think you could go wrong. I think there's a lot of good stuff here.
Absolutely.
Finally, a big shout out to you, our awesome listeners. Whether you're tuning in for the first time or you're a longtime subscriber, we can't thank you enough for hanging out with us this week. Hopefully, we brought you an hour or so of some laughs and memories. And don't forget to listen to all new episodes of Totally 80s and 90s Recall every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. What are we doing next Tuesday?
Oh, so next Tuesday, our first installment of a little program I put together.
Oh, boy.
I told you we had a couple weeks ago. We had I said 80s or 90s songs. Which one? You said, well, 90s is when I became
Yeah.
And I said, well, some of those 80s hits are it. So this is going to be our first installment. We're doing our Billboard Hot 100 1980 versus 1990. Check, and we're going to go in there. We're going to listen to some music from each year, and then you and I are going to make a ultimate decision on who wins that year. And then after we do, it would be 10 episodes of these. To cover all the years
Yeah.
to go versus, we're going to make a overall decision on
Oh.
who had the better music, 1980 or 1990.
Okay.
Might be a tough question, but we're going to
Wow.
try.
Well,
We're going to tackle
I'm
it.
not even asked what the criteria are yet. I'll
I got the criteria
you'll
already
send
set
it
up
to me.
for
I
you.
figured
It's
you would.
all good.
Okay.
So,
all right.
all right, you got anything else?
I got nothing else.
Fancy goodbye?
No fancy goodbye.
Well, our song we're going to go out to today was the one that was my original honorable mention,
Oh,
and I want to play it. So
there we go. I like it.
it's really good.
The Rentals.
Yep.
I don't know them.
I didn't either.
And that's Maya Rudolph on the keyboard.
She's on keyboards, and he, the lead singer,
That's fun.
He was the former guitarist in Weezer.
I like it. That sounds like 95.
Oh, yeah. I fall way short. No beauty, no sweet
Is that Maya who's singing?
There's a
Is
couple
that-
girls in the background. Maya's probably kicking in. It's really catchy.
Yeah.